How's it going, everybody? This is Chad from Vintage Space, and we are go for a launch and learn. For today's rocket, we are going to be covering the Viking Rocket. Let's go ahead and get into the vehicle assembly building here. So this rocket was built by the Glenn L. Martin Company for the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, and the Viking was a series of 12 sounding rockets, and these were launched from the White Sands Missile Range. We're going to go ahead and do the usual unmanned pod. We're going to build the fairing around it. Since this was a sounding rocket, we don't necessarily need a decoupleable payload. We just need to make the general shape of the rocket, which had a triangular pointy nose cone. This was a one-stage rocket, and oddly enough, this rocket was actually smaller than the V2 rocket. Alright, that's enough for fuel tanks. We're going to go ahead and pop the engine on here. And the engine that this rocket used was the XLR-10-RM2 engine, which was actually the first rocket engine to be attached to a gimbal. And the last thing we need to do is stick some fin stabilizers on this. We're going to go with 4 of these. Going to increase the size of these. Just like that. Want to be as accurate as possible as the picture shows. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take this on a launch pad. And if you guys haven't done so, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to leave your likes and also subscribe. Going to change our view here because sometimes the game defaults to a strange view. I think the chase view is what we need to be at. And we have liftoff. So the Viking was designed to supersede the Hermes project, which was the brainchild of the German V2. And it was also the most advanced large liquid-fueled rocket development in the United States in the late 1940s. The Viking did return a lot of valuable scientific data from the edge of space between 1949 and 1955. One of the Viking launches, which was Viking 4, was launched from a deck of a ship, and it was the first sounding rocket to ever launch from a ship at sea. And after 12 flights, the Viking was adapted into the first stage of the Vanguard rocket. And this rocket actually was responsible for launching the America's second satellite into space. And this actually occurred in 1958. This was 1 year after our first satellite was launched into orbit. Let's go ahead and do a gravity turn. I had missed doing that at 10,000 Kelvin, or kilometers. So as you can see, I didn't test the rockets, but that's okay because in Kerbal Space Program 2, we don't test rockets. We fly them immediately to see how much explosions we can have. I'm just going to go ahead and point at the Space Center here like it's a missile. We definitely need to make our time worthwhile. So while this is wreaking havoc on the Space Center, I want to continue on teaching about this rocket. The U.S. issued a contract on the 21st of August in the year 1946 to the Glenn Martin Company for a series of 10 of these. And the engine that powered this rocket was an XLR-10-RM2. And it was, of course, the largest liquid fuel rocket built and tested during that time. So now we're basically gone Falcon 9 towards the landing zone. We've ran out of fuel. But running out of fuel doesn't stop us from crashing into the Space Center. That's what I like about gravity. It does not care who you are. Hell, I might actually land exactly on the pad that I lifted off from. This video has gone a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it's definitely going to be worth it after we smash into this launch pad. As you can see in the flight report, it says back to the drawing board. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to also end this video here. So if you guys did enjoy this video, go ahead and support this channel with a comment, a subscribe, and definitely like the video. And as always, see you guys out on the launch pad.